Good evening. Thank you for having me here. So tonight I will talk about opening doors and how it helps to start with your own. And I'll talk about my two projects or two aspects of my project, which is Nipo House and Nipo 5K Don't Run. And I want to talk about the starts and the beginning, because I believe that at the beginning of any creative endeavor, there's this window and opportunity for a kind of a tremendous burst of creative energy. And there's a special kind of freedom because there's basically nobody else has any expectation for what you're going to do, so you can do anything you want. Here's a quote by Rebecca Solnit. "It's a job of artists to open doors and invite in prophecies the unknown, the unfamiliar." I just read it last week, and I kind of wished that she told me that earlier, because I would have known that I'm just doing my job. But the truth is that when I opened Nipo House in 2009, I had no idea what I'm doing at all. And so I had to kind of start, well, I don't know if many of you know, but Nipo is open backwards. So I had to start basically turning my own thinking backwards, and thoughts like I don't have resources or I don't know enough people. I had to think about them differently, basically turn them on their head. And one of the things that I've learned really early on is if you don't know it or don't know how to do it, just make it up. And this is an example of like thinking, oh, we need more art for this exhibition. So I just copied some socks and threw them back on the floor with the real thing, and voila, there was an art project. Anyway, eventually that was not needed so much because our house has filled with painting performances, including in 500 fake cinder blocks and things like that. And there really wasn't a lot of room left. We've had a lot of multimedia shows. I think it culminated with a show. There was 30 artists showing in our house. So there was a lot of moving furniture. And so eventually it became clear to me that there's no point of concentrating all that in one family home, and that Nipo needs to take a detour. And we were brainstorming with a group of artists and came up with this idea of an art run, Nipo 5K, and that would allow us to do something active, be actively involved. And so we sent in an application to the city of Seattle for a special event, and it came right back to us, rejected, with a note saying, you can't do anything but don't run. So at first we were super disappointed, but then we realized maybe there's a way around it. We don't really like running that much, but we do like art. So we sent it back with a different name, Nipo 5K Don't Run, and that's how the event was born. So we were, at that point, we had this idea, but we were facing this situation where how do you communicate something that hasn't happened yet? How do you make people excited? And this is an example of our early route maps. It's 3D collage of a route map that we worked on pretty hard, but as you see, it's really hard to tell what's going on. So we decided to stretch the truth then a little bit, and we infiltrated a real 5K run, which was a love 'em or leave 'em Valentine's race at Green Lake. And a group of artists and a filmmaker, we made homemade t-shirts and basically faked it. We never ran the race, we just ran enough so he got enough good footage and pretended that this is it, this is what our 5K looks like. And we really didn't know what it's gonna be, so we tried to illustrate it the best we could. There's a bucket of brushes, just in case you're wondering. So, you know, that worked. We have posted it on social media, and it was something that was really funny. Made a little 1-minute trailer. It's still on our website if you want to see the thing. And so you can say from there it was all downhill, right? And no, it wasn't. It was I don't have really enough time to go through logistics and what all kind of organizational things it took to organize an event of this size on yearly basis. But I want to say that one of the most important things was to have really good collaborators, and I was lucky to have great team, which was Sierra Stinson, Zach Bent, and later Sarah Russell joined us, and we really worked well together and were able to divide our tasks and make it happen. So then what you do is basically you don't stop, right? You just keep going, and that's what we did. Our event eventually attracted about 800 to 1,000 attendees or participants every year, and we considered it a success because it also attracted people that were outside of arts community. And that was partially because we made sure there's a good media coverage, and it's in magazines and newspapers and on social media. But also, I think it was word of mouth, and it was the event was super family friendly and pretty much accessible to anybody. So in the end, NEPO 5K opened up a lot of doors for me, also personally. And in one way it did that was changing my ideas about where art can exist, where and how it can exist. And also it enabled me to get to know a lot of great creative people and collaborate with them. And I hope to keep those great working relationships for the future. So I guess I can say just NEPO 5K is over and it's done, but this is the race bib that I picked last year, and it says no end in sight, so I better make up something soon. Thank you.